Hello friends, Teo here, and welcome to my new channel and to a new Let's Play. We're gonna play Harvest Moon. Harvest Moon today. The first Harvest Moon developed by Natsume. Let's get over to it. I have to remember how to There we go. Full screen my preview on OBS because I'm actually playing through OBS because I only have one monitor. But we're going to be playing Harvest Moon: The Lost Valley. This is the first Harvest Moon that was developed by Natsume after the infamous split. Oh, I remember this music played when you opened it on the 3DS. I remember I was really excited for this game. People were already like... It won't let me go to options? Oh, I have to use the D-pad buttons. I can't use the stick. Oh, that's interesting. I like the D-pad buttons. But, oh, this is it? This is all we got? Okay. But, I was actually really... Now, the guy's official name is Pete, and then it was later retconned to Mike. Personally, I like and dislike Pete, because Pete is the name of the original Harvest Moon guy, and so I kind of don't like that they were using that name, but I kind of like it in that it's an homage to the original game, and this is kind of like a new start for a new series inspired by the original Harvest Moon that happens to also have the name Harvest Moon. But I was gonna go with Mike, but I think we're just gonna use my name. Because I actually do like to use the like official names for the characters, but we'll go with my name. There is a girl, but we're gonna play as the boy, even though the marriage candidate options are gender locked in this game. I don't know if they like updated it for the Switch version, but I really doubt it, because they would have had to like added a lot of stuff to the game to do that, and like I think they would have made a bigger deal about it if they did. But yeah, if you don't know, the basically the original Harvest Moon that started out on Super Nintendo was I don't know who this is talking. Is it one of the sprites? Oh yeah, I think that's Dewey. But the original Harvest Moon on Super Nintendo was a series called Ranch Story that was developed at the time by Pack-In Video, and then it became like Victor, and then like eventually what came to be known today as Marvelous through a series of developmental changes and buyouts and whatever. I don't know the specifics, but anyway, Marvelous owns that game. And then this is something I'm gonna now I'm talking about this game itself. I like this little stove here, but the bed, the foot of the bed faces touches the wall, and like what do you call this thing, a headboard? Like it's like out in the open, and like I never noticed this when I played this on the 3DS. Like I played through the whole story and everything and never noticed the bed was like oriented like this. And then like later on went online and people were like so upset by that. And yeah, I had never noticed. So anyway, Ranch Story, the Japanese series, was localized into English as Harvest Moon by Natsume. And then in, I don't remember the year, but after the game Harvest Moon: A New Beginning, then Marvelous, the original developer, wanted to use their own localization company and stop using Natsume. And I'm trying to like read this and talk at the same time. The story is not particularly interesting at this point. We'll go ahead and we'll pay attention. Oh, she needs her bracelet. Okay. Yeah, that's it. She just tells us to search for the bracelet. I actually did pull this up on the 3DS recently and try to play. And then, like, 2 days after I started playing it on the 3DS, which I've already finished it on the 3DS before, I was, like, doing a replay. And, like, 2 days after I got out my 3DS and started playing it again, they announced this. So I quit. So I do remember little beginnings of the story. Yeah, so after Harvest Moon, A New Beginning, Marvelous decided to do their own localization, but Natsume wanted to keep the name Harvest Moon, so they kept the name, and they started developing their own games, which led to this game. So this is not actually original Ranch Story game. This is an all-new series that just uses the name Harvest Moon. And people were, like, really, really upset by it. People are still really, really upset by that. Because they're like, oh, Natsume is, like, just milking the name and being, like, insincere with the fans and stuff like that. But, I forget his name. His last name is Wada. But the guy who actually created the Harvest Moon, like, the Ranch Story series, he and his development team left Marvelous after Animal Parade. So after that, Marvelous was still developing games in that series and calling them Ranch Story without the original creators' intent or vision or anything like that. So I feel like Marvelous is also milking the name of the series because it's not the same vision or anything anymore. They're just developing it on their own. That's pretty much what Natsume is doing. Natsume does do some questionable things, I will admit. They are really reluctant to make it clear that this is not the same series anymore. Like, they'll celebrate the entire series anniversary, and they post about the old games and stuff like that as if it's all one series, even though this is a new series using the same name. And so they kind of like do some dubious stuff like that. And I do dislike that tactic, but at the end of the day, I played the game and I enjoyed the game. So that's what's important to me, and I've actually come to really like Natsume's games. Okay, so I need to be reading this first. Why button to interact with the field? Or I don't even know what it said. Okay, so I need to press Y. I think that enters some kind of, like, edit mode. I know you, like, swap between modes in this game. Okay. So we press Y to enter this mode, and then we press A to shovel the snow. Okay. A really cool thing that Natsume did do. Natsume really, like, they took the formula and kind of mixed it up a little bit, did some innovations, did some tweaks. They also really changed a lot of stuff. In each of their games, well, not in each game, but in many of their games, they've tried, like, something, like, really different. Like, in this game, it has this kind of a Minecraft-esque style, like, customization and landscaping. Not landscaping. What do you call it? Land. Does it even have the word land in it? Terraforming system. And, you know, they do stuff, you know, and then, like, the newest games, One World and Winds of Anthos have, like, this kind of open world design to them. Stuff like that. So they really are trying new things with the series. A lot of people view it as trying to cash in on trends or something. I don't really think Minecraft was even, like, super trendy when this game came out. Open world is super trendy now, and I really am not a fan. It's Rowan. I don't like the design of the harvest sprites in this game at all. They're the ugliest harvest sprites that have ever existed. I hate their little, like, onesie outfits, and they just look so generic. and I don't like their like giant eyes. I really was not a big fan of the character designs in this game. That really threw me when I saw the character designs and the art direction of this game. It was really, really disappointing. I have just kind of gotten used to it because they use that same art direction for like mini games, and like that was probably my biggest complaint with Natsume for a long time, was that the art was just not good. And they just kept using it. Like they didn't like try to really like, it did like improve a little bit, but they should have just gone a whole new direction from the beginning. But eventually they did go a new direction. I think was it One World was the first game that they really went a new direction with the art style, and it looked pretty good. It's a little rough around the edges in game, and then Winds of Anthos looks great. Home Sweet Home looks great. But yeah, the reason I went into them doing the different kinds of things and tweaking the series and trying innovation and trying new ideas and stuff is because I wanted to talk about context-sensitive tool button. And I mean, I'm the one playing, so it's harder to notice, but if you've played this game or played any of the Natsume games, you'll notice I'm pressing the A button for all of these actions without switching tools. Like, it just, you target a space and it just guesses what you want to do with that space. And it kind of makes sense. If I'm hovering over this space right here, I'm not going to chop it with an axe. I'm not going to hammer it. I'm not going to fish on it. I'm going to water it. So the button just does water. So you don't have to go through a menu and swap over to the watering can. And some people just like the feeling of switching out their tools. I'm sure part of that is because, you know, it's what you're used to, especially if you've been playing since the 90s like me. It does feel kind of weird at first. And I can understand that. But some people have kind of like weird complaints about it. Like they'll say like, oh, like I'll be trying to water my crops and I'll accidentally walk over to a rock and then I'll hit the rock. And it's like, okay, well, if you were playing like an old game, like the Super Nintendo game, for example, you would have watered the rock, so you still would have lost your stamina, you still would have misclicked. But in the Natsume game, you at least would have gotten some stone from it. Like, misclicks happen in both versions of both systems. You can misclick. It's your fault for misclicking. The game didn't make you hit the rock. You still would have hit the rock. You would have just hit it with your watering can instead. So you're still misclicking. Like, at least like it doesn't do anything useless and waste your stamina like it would have done in the past. So I think that's a really silly argument against context-sensitive tools. A lot of people like to call them auto tools, but the tools are not working automatically. You're pressing the button to use the tools, so it's a little of a misnomer to call them auto tools. Maybe like auto equip would be a good word, but context-sensitive tools does sound really cumbersome to say, so I will probably call them auto tools from here on out too. And yeah, this is all a tutorial, so it's not really that important to read what they're saying. Like, I'm reading it a little to myself as I talk, but I don't need to like really discuss what they're saying. But we are getting to the basics of the story now. Is that this valley has fallen into an endless winter. And we need to find the goddess's bracelet so she can control the seasons again. That's pretty much what Rowan is talking about right now. But yeah, I thought this was a really strange design decision from Natsume because I remember their explanation of why they designed. Okay, we need to press the B button to jump down. We can jump 3 levels. So their reasoning behind making the game this way was that a common complaint that people have, and this is true, I've heard this from many people. What am I supposed to do? Am I just supposed to go sleep? There's no time. Oh, I'm just supposed to talk to him, I think. Yeah, this is why I should be paying better attention. But a common complaint from a lot of people is that there's so much to do in the spring, the summer, and fall in the old games, and then you get to winter and there's nothing to do. You can't grow crops. The only thing you can really do is mine. I mean, you can fish too and take care of your animals. Really, the only thing you can't do is grow the crops, but a lot of people find growing the crops to be one of the most fun parts of the game. And when that's suddenly taken away, the pacing of the game like suddenly changes and feels slower, especially in a game like Friends of Mineral Town on the Game Boy Advance. You usually do a lot of mining in the winter because there's a separate mine that's open only in the winter. And so in the mining, like, time stops in the mine, so like the days just take longer and longer and longer. And so the pacing of the game really changes in the winter, and a lot of people get burned out and bored at that point in the game. So Natsume decided, why don't we start the game in winter so the pacing improves as the game goes on. Well, that sounds great. In theory, excuse me, but instead they made it like the way the game works. You have to unlock the seasons, and it takes an entire season to unlock that season. So you get to the end of the spring, and then you unlock spring, but then it's summer, which turns into the infinite winter again. So you have to play through 4 winters in a row. So basically they were like, oh, everyone thinks this is the most boring part of the game. Let's make them play through it 4 times before they can actually play the game. Which I think is really funny. But, really, in this game, you can do crops in the, winter, so it doesn't matter. Like, the pacing doesn't change for the winter in Natsume games. Like, they're the same pacing. Like, there's nothing you can do in the winter that you can't do, or that you can only do in the non-winter seasons that you can't do in winter in the Natsume games. So they really didn't need to do it that way. But that was their thinking, and so we got the Lost Valley. Oh, we got the axe. And this is basically our first big goal in the game. What's that? Oh, it's a whistle thing. Is to reach the Goddess Pond by terraforming. And that pretty much introduces the new system that Natsume created for this game that hadn't been done in Harvest Moon game previously. At least I don't think there's anything like... No, there's never been anything like terraforming in a game other than this one. And maybe Skytree? I haven't played Skytree. It's the Harvest Moon game I've never played. And so I'll play after this one. I like the higher resolution text. There we go. And now time has started. What are all those sounds? But yeah, so we need to get up there. I can't... Okay, I can only turn the camera left and right. I can't turn it up and down, I guess. That's... I don't remember what it was like in 3DS. Probably the same. But, yeah, this... It's quite a bit tedious doing this, and it's very unlike Harvest Moon. So, I can definitely understand people who were turned off by this game. And I don't really like Minecraft. But I actually really did like the idea of the terraforming in this game. Yeah, but so I also wanted to talk about some other Natsume design decisions. I think they do make a lot of good design decisions, but it took them a while to really get their rhythm going, because another kind of very questionable design decision. Yeah, I should not have put all these here. Was that you unlock everything very slowly in these games. Like, and that's in kind of all of them. Like, I use Friends of Mineral Town as another example. You can go get the fishing pole on day one if you want. You can grow crops, you can mine, you can do everything on day one if you want to. Like, pretty much the entire game is open to you, and you kind of do things at your own pace. And Natsume's games, you have to play the game at their pace. So, like, I did get an axe so I can cut some trees, but if I want to mine, no mining yet. If I want to fish, no fishing yet. I have to wait until that unlocks, and it takes a while. It's very slow. But the worst part about it in this game, which is not true in later games, is that stuff like festivals and getting a horse and stuff like that, that's all locked between the end of the story. So you have to play through 4 winters before you can even have one festival. And I feel like festivals are kind of like a lot of people's favorite part of the game. And so I think to lock those like between that late in the game, it's a really strange decision to make. At least I think so. Okay, let's cut some trees. It'll make it a little easier to see. And we can see the pond is right. Oh, that's the waterfall. The pond is up there at the top of the waterfall. Okay, so we still got a while to go. Okay, is this the big hole? There's like a hole in the ground. Yeah, there's the hole. Then does it connect over here? No, that's all the hole. Crap. How do we get... I don't know. I don't know how to get up there. I don't remember. Well, I think we'll try to get up to this little area right here. That's what we'll work on next. Why not cut some more wood? Okay, so let's, where can I dig from? We can dig here. Because we're not going to be using this space. And we do have jump, but I don't think we have the ability to jump across things. I think we can just jump up and down. But yeah, so another thing that Natsume hides behind clearing the main story in their games is marriage. And I think this frustrates a lot of people. Because a lot of people view marriage as like the be-all, end-all goal of all Harvest Moon games. And I personally don't feel that way, but a lot of people do. And even in a lot of the older games, the game would give you a credits roll when you got married. I think a lot of them probably still do. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Pirates of Olive Town didn't. I think it had a main story, but you could get married before clearing the main story, I think, in that game. I don't know. It's been a while since I played it. I did get married very late in that game, so I don't actually know. I did play it again recently, but I didn't get married. I don't know if I finished the main story or not in my replay. Okay, we got plenty of dirt now. Okay, let's... see what we got over here. I think this is where we want to get, is up there. So we'll clear some trees. We're running out of stamina. And I like being able to see a little better, so... But, yeah, so the decision to lock marriage behind the end of the storyline. Traditionally, before Natsume started making their own Harvest Moon games, Harvest Moon games didn't really have a story. This is where the hole ends right here, right? No, that's something else, but whatever. This is where we're gonna start working on. They didn't really have a lot of, like, real story to them, like, especially, like, in the way that these games do. So, like, I can kind of see Natsume created all this story and stuff, and they want people to see the story that they made. You know, that's important to them. So I can say, oh, cool, we got up here already. First day. You finally got here. It's like this just happened earlier today, Rowan. So I can understand why Natsume puts marriage behind the end of the game, because they want you to see all this other stuff. And they also slowly introduce all the game mechanics throughout the story, so like you will eventually learn mining and fishing and stuff like that, and animal care. You know, so they want you to see all the content in the game before you just get married and quit. It's just a design decision. I'm fairly neutral on it. I can understand why people don't like it. I can't really see why anyone would like it, but I can understand why you wouldn't mind it. Like, I can't see why anybody would be like, yay, marriage is locked. But to me, it at least makes sense why they would want to do that. Do we get to see the goddess now? No. Just Rowan. We got seeds. I don't remember this. That's the bracelet. I like the little spin that we did. Okay, so now we have a very, like, generic sounding quest to save the Harvest Goddess. And what does this mean? We do not know. We just have to do activities, farming like activities, and I do want to make it so we don't have to jump here. There we go. It would be nice to get these planted today, these broccoli seeds, but I don't really know where I want to plant them, so I think I might actually hold off on planting the broccoli seeds for today. We do have a little bit more energy, and the next thing I want to work on is leveling out this area, because I kind of want to make this into like a nice little like farm area right out of the home area. So we'll clear this area up here, and that'll be nice. And yeah, as we get into the Lost Valley, we will see a lot of questionable Natsume design decisions. Yeah, so a lot of people do not like the direction that Natsume decided to go. I personally don't like the direction that Marvelous went after Animal Breed and after losing Wada and his team. The games got a little stiff. I don't know how to explain it. And they became very grindy, and I feel like you lost a lot of your freedom. Although that stuff has come back with Pioneers of Alatown has kind of returned to a lot of the ideas that I feel like the series should be about. But it also introduced a bunch of things that I didn't like too, but like the Makers. Actually, really, the Makers was the only thing I didn't like. I really liked Pioneers of Alatown. Yeah, I really liked Pioneers of Alatown. I put a lot of hours into that game. But we're gonna sleep for today, and then probably we're gonna see some kind of event. So we're gonna see the event. Does that save the game? Like, how do we save the game? Save data, here we go. We only get 2 save slots. It's on the Nintendo Switch, and we get 2 save slots. And it's its own software. It's not even in the same software data as Skydream Village. We get 2 save slots. Wow, Natsume. Wow. Maybe they wanted to be true to their original on 3DS. But we're gonna save the game here. And so the menu looks really nice. I didn't really get a chance to look at the menu, so let's look around. Oh, we have like individual tasks. Harvest lots of flowers. Okay, I don't remember what we planted. I think it was spinach. And then I think we just got broccoli seeds. So we need flower seeds. Raise animals to wake up the harvest sprite. Okay. It's a fish to wake up the water harvest sprite. Harvest lots of flowers. Get the harvest goods. Okay, I think this is our like long-term goals, like over the entire game. And then we've done the path to the spring, so that looks really nice. I like the little cow, sheep, chicken, horse, dog icons. We do have bookshelf here, encyclopedia, collected. Oh, it's just blank. There's no like villagers we got to enroll in. Records. I do like this. I really like this. One thing I really like in games is like having like data stuff like this to fill in and level up. Like, so not only do you keep track of all the harvested crops you've ever had, which we have 0 right now, but you get a rank. Our rank is F, so it'll actually level up. I like arbitrary number go up reward stuff. Like, it's yeah. That kind of Skinner's box type gameplay really appeals to me. I'm kind of a sucker for that, so we do have that here. What I don't think I like is we have this collected and then it's just empty. Like, we have to wait for a second for the new to clear. Oh, we have different pages within each tip. Okay. Okay, and then this is for our stuff. Okay, so I feel like collected, I feel like it should be an empty list. Like, you know, a bunch of empty items in a list, like, and this should be like, you know, for our crops and stuff, right? But it's just blank and we can't navigate anything and it's just question marks. I don't even know what this is for. So I don't really like that so far, because I feel like the original did have that. You know, I could be misremembering though. But I do really like this. Yeah, that's all we're gonna do for now. I think I'm gonna do my videos one at a time. How do I exit this? We'll go back. Here I am. So I really didn't like the direction that Marvelous took for a while after Wada left, and I really, Natsume was making some questionable design decisions, but they had a few key elements of their games, one being the focus on collection and filling in collection lists, especially with crop mutations and stuff. That was really addictive to me. So I really grew to like the Natsume games. I still like Marvelous's games. Then recently, I've actually really liked the remakes that they've been doing, and I really liked Pioneers of Olive Town. And I am looking forward to Grand Bazaar because I actually never played that one. I kind of missed a lot of games in the DS, 3DS era. I played Island of Happiness, and I really didn't like it, so I didn't even try Sunshine Islands. And then I kind of just fell out of Harvest Moon until A New Beginning, and then I got back into it. And I played it a lot, but I don't ever want to play it again. Like, I might play it again at some point, but it just, I don't know, it just didn't feel right. And then this game came out, and I played it a lot, and I liked it. I'm actually looking forward because, like I said before, everything, festivals and seasons and marriage and all that was locked behind the game's main story, and I only played the game's main story, so I don't know what all that content's like because I just missed it. Because I was like, I read this kind of phenomenon that when you see a credits roll, it discourages you from continuing playing, because it makes you feel like you have completed an experience. And so it kind of gives you the sense of closure. So like continuing is weird. I don't really feel that so much anymore. Like, I don't really care as much about credits rolls. And like usually when I see a credits roll, I want to keep playing in the game that I'm playing. So I'm hoping that this time I can move on and see the rest of that content. But yeah, then that came out, and then I played Story of Seasons, which was the next Ranch Story game. The first one localized by Xseed instead of Natsume, and I thought it was really boring. So I didn't play Trio of Towns, or I think that was the next Story Citizens game. Yeah, it was Trio of Towns. I didn't play it. And I didn't play Skytree Village either. I also didn't have as much money to spend on games in this era. So I kind of skipped on the Natsume. Like, Natsume did some other games. I think the Seeds of Memories. I did go back and pick up Seeds of Memories. And then the Light of Hope, which I kind of skipped that for a while too. And then they did One World, which looks really interesting. And while One World was coming out, I actually went and played Light of Hope. And it's really ugly, but it was a solid game. It was fun to play, and I actually look forward to playing that game again. I do want to replay that game with all the DLC and everything. I did play with the DLC actually. This is the game I'm looking forward to play with the DLC. But Light of Hope, I married Gorgon. It's kind of like an alternate path. I kind of want to do a more like normal path through the game, through the marriage system at least. But well, I don't need to explain my whole play history of all the Harvest Moon games. Everything before Island of Happiness, I played every Harvest Moon game that came out, and I was really into all of them. And after like Animal Parade, though, I was finding it harder and harder to get all of them until Pioneers of Olive Town, and the Natsume games. So that was my main point. But yeah, I'm going to be doing one day at a time, I guess. I've already been recording like 40 minutes, but I have been doing lots of rambling here at the end. Probably no one's even watching anymore. If you made it this far, comment and say, I watched this far. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think I'm just going to do one day at a time. And make each video one day. And I'm really bad. If you watch my old channel, Metapod, you know that I am not good at ending. I like to kind of ramble because I don't know what to say. So I guess I will just go, and I will see you guys in the next video, which I'm going to record right now. I'll see you guys around. Thank you for watching. I don't know if it actually helps. I never said it on my old videos, but like, comment, subscribe. I really don't care if you like or even subscribe, but I do like comments. Like, the main two reasons that I make these videos is because, one, I kind of want to like have something concrete for the future to like show that I played a game. It's some weird thing that I'm feeling now that I'm older, that like I want to leave things behind or something. I don't know. But I like kind of documenting my experiences with things. I also do things like writing blogs on my experiences. I do YouTube. I've done streaming. I do like reviews and stuff like that. Like I do guides on GameFAQs. I do all kinds of stuff. So I really like that. And then I like to connect with other people who have played these games. No one talks about this game. Like, since this released on the 31st, which was 6 days ago, like 5 days ago, I think like 3 people have streamed it on Twitch, and like only one of them has even streamed it more than one time, and they get like 2 viewers, and like I'm never around to catch it. And then no one is talking about it on Reddit. The Natsume official Discord is like dead. It's like just me, and there's the mod, me, the like maintainer, like head mod, and someone named like fire something, fireworks or firehawk or something. I'm sorry I got your name wrong, but I do recognize you're in there too. And we're like the 3 people who talk in the entire Natsume Harvest Moon official Discord server. So go check that out if you can. I think maybe they didn't really like get the word out. I think they just posted on Twitter, which I think a lot of people who are really into like this style of game, a lot of people have been moving away from Twitter. Like, Twitter is not very popular anymore. I think they should go post it on Reddit. There's a lot of people on Reddit. Maybe I'll go make a new account on Ushinotane forums and put it in my signature or something. Like, I'll promote the forum myself, even though I'm like not affiliated with it in any way. But I really like to talk to other people about the things I enjoy, and I'll talk more about that in the next video. Yeah, so that's the main reasons I do it. So please comment if you have anything to say about the game itself. You know, just your opinions or whatever. Let's have a chat. I'm not sharing my Discord publicly anymore. My Discord server, maybe in the future, but right now it's kind of a private place now, and or come into the Natsume official Discord server, chat about the game there. That's a good place to chat about this game, or in the comments. I'm still talking. It's been like, I don't even know how many, like, I've been talking for like 6 minutes now since I said I was going to go. So I'm going to go. I will see you guys later. Have a good one, and bye-bye.